Well, today we'll be talking about transportation, positive and negative transportation, with Erica Brooks today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Erica M. Brooks, you may know her as a well-known photographer and civic activist and person around the area, taking some of these wonderful best pictures if you've ever seen. My Facebook picture is a picture from Erica Brooks, but Erica's working on a different thing now, something that's very, very important to her and probably very important to you. Erica, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
It's been a long time.
You know what? I thank you for allowing me to give this message to the community. Thank you.
What message are you giving?
Well, Metro Reimagine, which is by state, they're talking about eliminate a massive amount of bus routes throughout the St. Louis region. Mm-hmm. And so my bus route, which is number 79 between Suburban and Dade, they're talking about taking that out. I walk 2 blocks right now, but I'll be walking a mile once that route is taken out. And so it was a Sunday when this popped up on my Facebook page, and from there, I've been going ever since campaigning, trying to find out more information. So I went to their website. I saw Jessica Milford Miller, who's the executive director for this Metro Reimagine, which is by state, and been studying what her purpose has been ever since. And I really haven't seen anything that's going to benefit the average commuter outside of the business people that are their partners.
Okay. Erica, the last time you were with us, we were downtown, 1411 Locust Street, and you were trying to save Lincoln High School. Mm-hmm. You know, that was one of the things you were working on. Mm-hmm. You know, and I know that you were very passionate about that. And I see all the photographs that you've been making recently. But now, when you get into this is I've seen you throwing your heart and soul into this Metro Reimagine. Is that by state itself, or is that something a part of by state, or what is it?
This is a project that's been done by state.
Okay, so project.
So it's the name of it is just the name of the project.
Metro Reimagine.
But it's been hosted by state.
Okay.
So they have different people in their department that are just specifically on this project, and they made it public in 2017. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't aware of it, publicly. And I saw, advertisement, but if you look at the advertisement, it's a nice black backdrop. So you're really not able to, you're not really looking at it. Usually when you see something important, you see it on white paper. It pops right out at you, Okay. So when we saw this right here, you're just like, okay, what is that, And so when it came to our several leaders, like our mayor and our city council people, they had notified our community anything about it, So when it popped up on my Facebook page, it was just alarming to me at that moment, which was like around maybe March the 9th of this year. Mm-hmm. And I started digging off into it and really, I did like a 12-page notation front and back of Jessica Milford Miller's video to kind of get a clear understanding of what her vision was for this region. And it didn't make sense to me because economically it's creating invisible gated communities.
Wow. Okay, so you invisible gated communities.
Yes,
that's very important what you said. Gated communities. So and making actually some communities a transportation desert. I mean, there's no access to transportation in some of these areas.
Yes.
I mean, they're just going to discard the buses, discard public transportation?
So what they're going to do, they're going to shorten bus routes. They're going to reroute them and discontinue the bus routes. So when I watched her video, Jessica Milford Miller said that there were 3 particular areas that they were focusing in on, and that was Hazelwood, the Central Corridor, and downtown. So at that moment, I'm thinking, isn't that like discrimination? You tell us openly this is what parts you're going to be focusing on. And
to eliminate routes?
No, they're focusing in as far as like you have business. They have business partners in those areas.
Better routes.
Better routes. They're focusing in on those situations because they're gonna have business that's coming that way. And so they have partners in those little areas too. So when it comes to accommodating them, that's what they're looking at. But everything else around that, it's like, okay, well, you just pretty much have to see the message in between the message, and looking at the situation on their website on Metro Reimagine, I looked at the different areas that they talked about.
Okay.
And so once I finished looking at those areas, I got a real map, opened it up, and started circling those areas that they had made to gray. And I said, oh, okay, looking at that right there, I said, people, once they go out further, because she has something called on-demand services, so those routes is going to be shortened. You're going to have to do Uber and Lyft, bike share, whatever else, once you get out so far.
Wow.
And same thing downtown. So I'm like, how are people going to even afford to get on Metro and then pay Uber and Lyft right now, at the same time going there and back? That's not thinking about the parents. They have to take their kids to school, then go to work. That's not thinking about the disabled, the physically challenged people,
sure, elderly,
and anybody else that's not able to afford the situation. So that's why I came to the conclusion that they're creating economic gated, invisible gated communities, because they won't have to physically verbally say, you're not welcome here. If you can afford to be out here, yeah, sure you can come, but if you can't, this is where it's going to stand at,
wow,
whether it's out further or downtown.
I see the T-shirt you're wearing, and also the flyer that Bob took a picture of, Metro Reimagined Suburban and Dade. So you're going to have a public forum on the 18th, May 18th, Saturday?
Yes,
May
sir.
18th?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
So one thing about different programs that I do coordinate or put together, my vision is bigger than just having a cake and ice cream celebration or a commemoration, something like that. I try to inform the community on different levels, because, having you as the moderator, you're a living legend, an icon, a historian, educator. You're able to give people exactly the pathway they need to think about mentally,
Thank you.
and being cultivated. And then we're going to have Metro Reimagine, Metro there, the lady that's the executive director, which is Jessica Miller. So I want her to be able to explain her process, what her purpose is, what she's doing,
Okay.
And then you have Zaki Baruti, he's a legendary icon as well, as far as fighting for our civil rights in the community.
And he's
an educator.
a host here of a TV show right here.
Okay.
Also 24,
And then you have the former Missouri State Representative Betty Thomas, which is a huge factor in the community
Betty
as well.
Thompson,
Thompson, as far as civil rights and standing up for different forms of legislation, for the African American community. And then the final person that I ran into, God always puts us in different places when you're not really thinking about it. And I ran into this young lady here. Her name is Katina Wilson. And she is the first vice president for the bus drivers.
Okay.
And so I think, when I talked to her, she was passing out flyers on behalf of the bus drivers, because they have issues going on also with their contractual situations. They have issues about the Metro Reimagine.
Right.
They have issues about their safety on the buses and everything. So I thought her voice on behalf of the bus drivers was, monumental, because they, a lot of the bus drivers say, hey, they don't listen to anything that we have to say. We are here on front line, but still they want to hear anything that we have to say in order to give us feedback about what's going on with these changes.
Okay. Erica M. Brooks is my guest. Erica, you may know as an award-winning athlete at the University of Missouri. She's a record holder down there. She's an activist. She's become an activist since she's returned to the St. Louis area. And right now her fight is I guess it's a fight against Metro, trying to cut out bus lines and leave different people in certain areas without transportation. But that's what she's about. She's about making things better. Ask Reverend Larry Rice. Erica's been a very long supporter of Reverend Larry Rice at the New Life Evangelistic Center. And Erica, being who you are, Reverend Rice knew that you were coming today, and he wanted me to give you this book personally.
Well, thank
for
you.
you, because I know
Thank you very much.
You've marched with him, and you've demonstrated with him, and you've done so many things at New Life downtown, and he wants you to have that book and the history of it.
Thank you so much.
And also this book here, this cup, this mug, as you see, is the Bernie Hayes Show mug. And if you like to have the book that I just gave Erica or this mug, it's easy to get, and Reverend Larry Rice is here to tell you about it.
For many years, Bernie Hayes has been on the front lines leading the charge for social justice. It's been a great privilege of mine to get to know Bernie personally, and I want us, in celebration of all that Bernie has done, to share with you one of these very special Bernie Hayes mugs and a copy of a book, Through the Fires, which tells you about the battle for social justice at 1411 Locust, where gentrifiers came into the neighborhood and literally shut down the church at the New Life Evangelistic Center at 1411 Locust Street because they didn't want those kind of people in the neighborhood. Direct bigotry. Now, if you'll request this mug and share a gift of $25 or more, we'll send you this book, 328 pages that go into great detail on all the manipulating behind the scenes and on the scenes that took place in order for the city of St. Louis to consider it a nuisance because there were hurting and homeless people in the neighborhood. We would love to see a beloved community that when development takes place in a community, instead of the poor and the elderly and the homeless being pushed out, it's a beloved community that welcomes people from all over, regardless of their racial background or who they might be. They're people made in the image of God. Bernie Hayes has fought for that for years. And now we're teaming up with Bernie in a very special and powerful way. If you'll just call in R421302, or you can send your special gift and just say, please send me the Bernie Hayes mug. We will include in that Through the Fire, historical book that I've written on how the St. Louis gentrifiers tried to destroy a church because of its homeless congregations. You know, there's a common saying that if your neighbor's house on fire, yours in danger also. The bigotry, the hypocrisy in the city of St. Louis affects all of us. I thank God for Bernie, who has continued to point it out and root it out. Now we're teaming up with Bernie. When you request the Bernie Hayes mug and share a gift of $25 or more to New Life Evangelistic Center, I'll include my book, Through the Fire. We'd love to hear from you. Share now. P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back. My guest is Erica M. Brooks, and Erica, being well-known photographer and athlete, is also working right now trying to save some bus routes in the St. Louis metropolitan area. And Erica, there are some particular rights that you're designing to save, right? We have that with Metro Imagine saving Suburban and Dade.
Yes.
So South Florissant, Suburban Avenue, Dade Avenue, and Airport Road.
Well, they're talking about taking out Dade and Suburban.
Wow.
And so I catch the bus right here at the 79 point here. Mm-hmm. And so I walk 2 blocks right now, and they're talking about making me walk a whole mile once they rip this whole area out. Wow. And so we're just a block over from Mueller. And I told the mayor and the city council, I said, you have to realize this right here. When they remove this whole section of bus route, you got this massive grid of people right here that are not going to be accommodated to public transportation. And so I said, you all are going to create a huge Kinlock, a huge area that is not serviced. I mean, it's going to be dark and dangerous and derelict, and you're going to have a massive amount of people walking. Mm-hmm. And so what I propositioned them to be able to do in order to accommodate us, when they knew this was going to happen 2 years ago, I said, well, maybe you all can accommodate us with a Jolly Trolley, which is already being utilized in the city. Mm-hmm. Why not allow us to connect with the main bus routes up here, Airport Road and South Florissant, by using that? And I was told by one of the workers that, no, we're not going to do that. I mean, that's not for that. And we have a certain charter. And I was like, you all can amend that any time. I mean, that's you all's charter. You can do whatever you want to change it to accommodate us. And so I said, all you have to do is just charge us, work with Metro like they're doing with other communities. They're working with them to be able to, they're going to have charter buses and for some of their business partners, they're going to provide charter buses for their employees to get them to their job. Okay. But for free. But with this here, I was saying all you can do is charge us maybe $1 and then $3 for the actual transfer that we can use on Metro. So we won't have to worry about anybody being left out economically. Everybody can benefit.
So you have some petitions. First of all, how can they reach you to join your effort and this protest, actually? How can they reach you?
I want to, first of all, thank you for lining me up with the legendary civil rights activist, Mr. Percy Green, Jr. Yeah. And he's been a huge help.
Percy Green II.
Percy Green II. Thank you. He's been accommodating. He calls me and updates me or asks me about my situation, what's going on. And so we've started this petition here where I've had different people on the bus route as well as some friends like Theta Person. She's come out with me and she's knocked on doors. Theta Wilson Person. Yes, so she's come out and given us help and knocking on doors and getting names and everything else. And a gentleman named Larry and his wife named Elisa, they went out with us different Saturdays and been doing things. But they can call me My number, 314-243-2805.
Okay, say it a little bit slower so people can write it down.
Okay, so they can call me at 314-243-2805 and be able to, knock on doors and get other names on this petition, because we're going to present this once we get enough signatures to by state, so they'll see we have concerned citizens in our community in Ferguson. I've been reaching out to businesses. I've been reaching out to bus riders and different people in the community, going from door to door, getting their signatures. So
I'll also contact you on Facebook, right?
Yes, you can go to my name, Erica M. Brooks, and you'll see my event that I created for this. It's called the Ferguson Public Transportation Town Hall Forum.
Okay.
And
that's going to be when?
That's going to be next Saturday, May 18th.
May 18th.
May 18th, and it's 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's going to be at the Ferguson Community Center, which is 1050 Smith Avenue.
In Ferguson.
In Ferguson,
It's the
Missouri.
Ferguson Community Center. I guess everybody can find that out. But they can call you more information also, right?
Yes.
What number
Yes.
again is that?
You can call me at 314-243-2805.
Okay. Do they have to be Ferguson residents or people in this area to sign your petition?
We would love to have them in either like a bus rider, registered voter, and then also someone that lives in this particular area of Ferguson. Ferguson is comprised of about 20,000 folks.
Yeah.
And so we're on the side where the police station is, not on the side where Kentfield is.
Canfield Drive, yeah.
Right. So we're on the other side. But, I mean, if the people on the other side with the Kentfield side, if they want to know about the bus route changes, they can go to Metro Reimagine, and they'll see all the bus route changes, as well as the other people in the St. Louis region, in the city, and in the county. Because, I'm emphasizing my bus route because that's where I live at. But if they want to see everything that's going to happen to the St. Louis area as a whole, they want to go to Metro Reimagine and see that.
I understand that a lot of folks don't even know about these
Oh my
changes.
gosh! I get on buses every day and I ask people, "Do you know anything about Metro Reimagine?" And they're looking at me like, what are you talking about? So that scares me a lot. That scares me.
They
a
don't
lot.
know that they may be losing their own bus
They
services.
have no idea. I met a gentleman. I went to the last bi-state agency board of commissioners meeting, and I met this gentleman. His name was Mitch, and he said he went outside where he normally goes to get a bus. And when he got there, the pole was gone. And so he was wondering, am I in the right place, And then he said 2 days later, he had a pole that says it's been moved.
Wow.
So can you imagine, as they have this thing, reimagining all this stuff, can you imagine the whole St. Louis region encountering, going out wherever they go to get their bus lines, thinking it's going to be a nice, lovely day, and there's no pole there.
No place, no bus stop.
No bus. Are they waiting like, when is this bus coming? And there's nothing there,
Wow.
So I look at that and I say, why not be proactive instead of reactive when you know what's going to happen, but you're not sharing it with everybody else.
Okay, so Erica Brooks, you can also share not only your area, number 79 area, but others that are being demolished or depleted of bus services. You can help them also, right?
Yes, so like I said, I get on bus routes every day. Now, I normally, when I want to go north and go to the Flo Valley Library, public library, I usually take 39. They're going to take that route out, which goes right through.
39, I mean a bus, Route 39.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I usually take that bus 39 to go to the Florissant Valley Library. And it goes almost right across the street from it. And I talked to people on that bus route, they had no idea. And some people said, this is my main source of transportation. I don't see how they're going to take this bus route. I used to take 38, when I want to go to a certain location, which is North County, the same area. It goes all the way out to Amazon. They're going to shorten that route, So you're going to have a whole lot to talk to bus drivers. We have a lot of people that go out to the medical center out there in the area. It's a whole lot of factory jobs that are out there in the area. Elderly. It's so many people that's going to be totally affected and have no idea when I get on these buses. What are you talking about,
Well, you say the only thing you found out about because of this little placard.
Yeah, it popped up. It popped up on my Facebook page, and like I said, it's a normal Sunday day. I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and it just said, "Wow!" I'm like, "Well, this say my bus is gonna be gone?" I said, "Oh, see, look, it's time for a campaign."
Okay, so on the 18th, a week from Saturday, Saturday, May 18th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, there'll be a public forum.
Yes, sir.
That you're hosting.
Yes, sir.
And Zaki Baroudi, former state representative Betty Thompson, executive director by state Belissa Medford Miller,
Jessica.
Metro Reimagine panelist, and then I'll be moderating it. But I see on your flyer here, you have Rosa Parks fighting for transportation, and you have Dr. Martin Luther King also. These are people that were very, very, very instrumental in making public transportation affordable and accessible.
And that's what keeps me inspired.
Yeah. It seems unconscionable that the bi-state would take routes and not have a public showing to let people know that their bus route might be just disappearing. So they should call you.
You know what I want to tell you?
We have about a minute left. Go ahead.
Now, when I did my 12-page notation, when I watched her video, their solution that they came to was they had a 3-month period where they did public feedback last year, and within that 3 months of getting feedback, they took the advice from 2,200 people out of St. Louis region. That was a community feedback. And then before they took our feedback as a community, they hired this company called Transportation Management and Design. So they first talked to them. Before they talked to anybody in the public, they talked to a consulting company.
They stacked the deck.
They talked to them first and say, hey, this is what you need to do. They orchestrated, well, this is what you need to do. Well, let's go down from them to our stakeholders. They call the business partner stakeholders.
We got to cut it off here. We'll come back and talk about that.
Okay.
All right. With the New Life Evangelistic Center, our new location, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. We used to be at 1411 Locust Street in downtown St. Louis, but Reverend Rice and the group, the staff and management are down there almost every day working to try to repair that building. We're trying to get it reopened. But right now, the services that were provided there are services that are provided here, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. But we need your help and support to keep those services going. Because it's New Life. That's precisely what it's named. New Life, that's what it provides. New Life for so many people. Erica Brooks is one that's been with us for many, many years and supporting Reverend Larry Rice. We need your help and support right now through Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri, 63166, or online at www.New Life Evangelistic Center. That's one word, newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. American Express, Visa, and MasterCard, Discover Card. Takes less than 2 minutes for your contribution, your donation, your investment in New Life Evangelistic Center. Back with Erica M. Brooks after this.
An epidemic of homelessness is sweeping throughout the United States of America. In city after city, people are ending up on the streets. Now, instead of feeling overwhelmed, as believers, we can do 3 things. We can give, we can volunteer, and we can pray. We can pray for the homeless refugees that we're finding in one city after another, all over the United States. So many people ending up out on the streets, and the hearts of so many are growing cold at this particular time and indifferent to the need. Jesus said, as oft as you've done it to the least of these, he said, even so you've done it unto me. When's the last time you've prayed for the homeless refugees in the United States of America, appearing in city after city, not only in major cities, but even smaller cities? So many people ending up out on the streets, even in resort areas, places you never think you'd find homeless people. They're there. Jesus said, foxes have holes and birds have nests, but he, the Son of Man, had nowhere to lay his head. Please pray for the refugees. Please pray for the homeless people in America. And pray for those that are on the front lines, the first responders, reaching out through Jesus Christ among the homeless and hurting, whether it's in Springfield or St. Louis. Your prayers and gifts to the New Life Evangelistic Center makes a big difference. This New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri is 63166.
We'll return to our guests after this Black History Moment. We're talking today about Richard Allen, founder of the AME Church. The church, the now a membership of more than 2.5 million people and 6,000 churches, was the country's first independent denomination. Born into servitude in 1760, Negro Richard earned $2,000 to buy his freedom and that of his brother in 1780. He focused his sermons on the freedom of slaves, quote, cessation of colonization, education of youth, and temperance. His home in Bethlehem Church was stopped on the Underground Railroad. Recognizing the former slaves and freedmen needed education, he opened a day school for black children and a night school for adults. His legacy lives on today in the AME Church's work, whose motto is, God our Father, Christ our Redeemer, the Holy Spirit of Comforter, and humankind of our family. They elected Allen Bishop, a position he held until his death in 1831. Richard Allen.
You can help New Life Evangelistic Center break the cycle of homelessness by providing monies for Metrolink tickets. It's absolutely essential at this time. New Life Evangelistic Center is providing hundreds of Metrolink tickets every week to homeless people so they can get to their jobs, so they can get to their doctor appointments, so they can find a place to sleep at nights. Will you please share your much-needed tax-deductible gift with the New Life Evangelistic Center? Every $30 you provide enables New Life to get 10 of the Metrolink tickets. And you can send those gifts now to the New Life Evangelistic Center at P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166.
Welcome back. My guest is Erica M. Brooks, and she's protesting the elimination of so many bus routes in the St. Louis metropolitan area. Erica, this also Metro Reimagine affect anyone on the east side too?
You know what? At this moment, I would think the people that come over here to work on this side, if they catch outside of catching the Metrolink, if they don't know anything about the bus routes, they will be affected because, I mean, people say, well, we live in Illinois. Well, guess what? If you have to catch the extending bus to go somewhere else, maybe out further to work, wherever, it just kind of depends on if they have to do that. Okay, so transition.
So there are some bus routes that are going to be eliminated, but you have some petitions and you have some other material and memorabilia that you need, some paraphernalia for people to access. How can they reach you again?
My number is 314-243-2805. That's 314-243-2805.
And for more information, they can come to this public forum that you're hosting. Tell us when that is and where.
It's going to be next Saturday, which is May 18th. And it's going to be at the Ferguson Community Center. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the address for the community center, Ferguson Community Center, is 1050 Smith Avenue. Okay. And so we're looking forward to seeing you all, because they say that our presence is what's going to determine if we keep our bus routes. Okay. So if people do not attend, we're going to have a problem. You can just look forward to the bus routes being shut down, but we need the bus riders to come out, as well as the community, to be informed and share their opinion about these shutdowns and shortages and discontinuations. Okay, so Executive Director of Metro Reimagine, Dr. Jessica Medford-Miller. Yes. And Zaki Baruti, activist, and then dear friend. And also Betty Thompson, former state representative, and also dear friend, will be on the panel, as well as Vice President Katina Wilson of the Amalgamated Transit Union. The bus route is 788. That's Troopso Union. So this will be some good information, and people will have a voice if they come out and express it during this forum, right? Yes. So it's important to them to come out and find out really what's happening, and if they're affected, then they may make some changes. That's your hope. It's really, really important because they're going to take out neighborhood routes where you have to walk out further. Sure. The routes that used to cross over, they're going to be parallel, so you're going to walk where the bus drivers used to take us. Wow. They're going to be shortened, they're going to be discontinued and rerouting. So please come out to this forum so that the actual Metro Executive Director can tell you exactly what you're looking for. I mean, what you're expecting, what you're going to expect. Because if you're not coming, it's going to be a situation where a lot of people are going to walk outside, like I was telling you earlier, and not see a bus pole to even pick you up. So please state your opinion about how you feel by being present. Erica M. Brooks, mother, Ferguson resident, tax-paying, registered voter, bus rider number 79, community organizer, and event coordinator. Thank you, Erica. Thanks all for good seeing you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. And thank you for all the help that you've given to me and all the help you've given to Reverend Rice and all the help that you've given to people at large. Appreciate you so much. And thank you for viewing us, and thank you for supporting the New Life Evangelistic Center. If you want to visit us, we're at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.